If you're planning a long road trip, there is one simple pre-check that can literally save your engine, and it takes less than 5 minutes. Skip this and you risk overheating, oil starvation, or catastrophic failure hundreds of miles from help. Mechanics know this and always verify it before long drives. Today, I'll show you exactly what to check and why each step matters, with clear signs to look for and what to do if you find a problem. Start with engine oil level and condition. Even after a recent change, long highway runs can reveal hidden consumption. Park on level ground, let the engine cool for a few minutes, pull the dipstick, wipe it, reinsert, and read. If the level is below the safe mark, top up with the correct oil grade. If the oil smells burnt, looks gritty, or has a milky appearance, do not drive. That indicates internal damage or coolant contamination. Next, inspect coolant level and the overflow reservoir. Long sustained runs push cooling systems harder than city driving. If the reservoir is below the minimum mark, top up with the manufacturer recommended coolant. Never mix incompatible types. Doing so can form gels that block passages. Also check the radiator cap. A weak or damaged cap can't hold system pressure and causes coolant to boil earlier. Replace a cracked cap now. It's cheap insurance against blown head gaskets. Check belts and hoses visually and by feel. With the engine cool, press each hose gently. Hoses that feel soft, swollen, or cracked need replacement. Inspect serpentine and timing belts for fraying, glazing, or missing ribs. A broken belt on a long trip can strand you and cause catastrophic damage on interference engines. Okay, so let's examine for leaks under the car. First, park on clean pavement and look for fresh drips after starting the engine. Oil, coolant, and transmission fluid spots mean a failure is already in progress. Even tiny leaks can become major problems under sustained highway pressure. Be sure to trace any wetness to its source. Pinpointing a hose clamp, fitting, or pan drain is often the difference between a quick field repair and a tow. Now, let's verify transmission fluid if your car has a dipstick. With the engine warm and running in park or neutral, check the level and give it a sniff. Healthy fluid is translucent red. Dark brown and burnt odors mean deterioration and possible overheating. For sealed transmissions without a dipstick, just note any delayed engagement, slipping, or unusual noises during a short test drive. Next up, inspect air intake and cabin filters. A clogged air filter chokes the engine and reduces cooling airflow through the radiator and condenser. Go ahead and replace a dirty filter. It's low cost and improves both performance and economy. Cabin filters that restrict airflow make the HVAC work harder and can indirectly increase underhood temperatures. Alright, so now let's test the battery and terminals. You know, long trips really put a sustained electrical load on your alternator and battery. It's a good idea to clean any corrosion on those terminals, tighten the clamps, and if you can, check the resting voltage. A portable tester, or a multimeter, can actually reveal an aging battery before it fails, which is super helpful. Next up, check your tires and pressures, and don't forget the spare. High-speed driving increases heat buildup, so getting the pressure right for loaded conditions is really important. Make sure you inflate to the manufacturer's recommendations for highway loads. Inspect the tread for any bulges, cuts, or sidewall damage, and if the wheels were changed recently, go ahead and verify the lug nut torque. Now, let's review the brakes real quick. I know it's not strictly engine-related, but brake failure on a long route is just plain dangerous. Check the brake fluid level and do a short brake test to make sure the pedal feels firm. And hey, if you hear any grinding noises, definitely address those before you tackle any long descents. Alright, so, let's take a look at how the cooling fan and heater are working. You want to run the car until it's at its normal operating temperature, and then make sure that radiator fan actually cycles on and off like it's supposed to. Also, don't forget to test the heater. If the heater core is clogged or you're running low on coolant, you might run into overheating issues, especially on long climbs. Now, check out the warning lights and, if you can, scan for any codes. A quick OBD2 scan can show you any pending codes that might signal a problem before it actually happens. And hey, if you don't have a scanner, most pro shops can do a pre-trip scan for you in just a few minutes. Alright, so, first things first, Top off all your essential fluids. That means oil, coolant, transmission fluid, brake fluid, and, yeah, don't forget the windshield washer. It's also a good idea to pack some spare fluids and a basic emergency kit. I'd toss in things like hose clamps, zip ties, a funnel, gloves, and a flashlight. Better to have them and not need them, right? Finally, make sure you plan your fuel stops and honestly, avoid running the tank near empty, especially in extreme heat. Low fuel actually increases the load on your fuel pump, and in some turbo cars, that can even contribute to overheating. Once all your checks are done, take your car out for a quick 10-minute test drive at highway speeds. Keep an eye on your temperature and oil pressure gauges, and listen for any unusual noises. Just makes sense to catch anything before you hit the road for real. These pre-trip checks, they really don't take much time, but man, they dramatically reduce the most common causes of long trip breakdowns. Make it a habit to do them before every extended drive, and especially before towing or heading out in hot weather. Trust me, your engine, your passengers, and your wallet will thank you. If you found this useful, go ahead and subscribe to Gear Specs for weekly practical car tips and real-world maintenance advice that saves money and prevents disasters.